Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. I'm so excited you're here because today we're going to put together or perfect our drawing skills. So today we're going to put together just a pot with some leaves coming out of it. It's so simple, but if you're new to Illustrator, it can sometimes be a little daunting. So I'm here for you. We're going to build this, and make sure you also go take my free course. I have a free Illustrator course just giving you some ideas of different things that you can do in Illustrator. It's on my website at karinagardner.com, so you can go check that out. But let's get started here. Okay, so I've opened up a new artboard in Illustrator. I am working in 2020, so you might be behind in your upgrade, or you might be way above, but most of these things usually stay about the same. So we're going to start over here with our rectangle tool. My ellipse tool is up, but you're going to want, many of you who've just opened Illustrator, you're just going to grab your rectangle tool. Okay, so I have my rectangle tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a long piece just like that. Super simple, right? And then we're going to draw a base for it. So just press down and hold until you get a rectangle base, okay? I'm going to come over to my selection tool. That's this black arrow right here. I'm going to grab everything by just dragging it across the artboard with my mouse, and I'm going to align it. To open up your align window, you just go to Window, Align, and you can align it in the center here. Now if I click off of it, you can see that's a very simple pot, and we're going to stay simple today, okay? But we do want to change the color, so go ahead and grab the whole thing by just dragging and selecting, and we're going to come over to our fill. So if you double click on this fill and you come over here to your color picker, you can choose whatever color you want. I'm going to choose kind of a brown terracotta color, and if you want to copy mine exactly, you can put in AA8963. This is your hex number, okay? And then push OK. And you can see that it has made this pot totally brown. Pretty easy, right? If we want a little bit of definition here, and usually we do, if you come over to your pen tool and you just draw a line. Now what I'm going to do is click down once, and you can see that it's created this little blue line for me. I'm going to hold down my shift key and I'm going to click again, and that made a very nice straight line for me. I am just going to come back over, and you can see it's not going to make a line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click down and I'm going to pull. So click and pull, and you can see that it's making this curved shape, and if you pull it hard enough, you can get a really long piece. We just want an accent, almost like a shadow happening under this little pot lidded area. So I'm just going to pull on it slightly and make this tiny little accent. You can see that it's selecting the brown from the original pot. So what I'm going to do is double click on that fill while I'm still selected on it. You can see that it's highlighted, and I'm going to choose a darker brown because it's a shadow, and push OK. And I'm going to select off of it. And you can see that it's just created a little bit of a shadow for me. Now if you wanted that same rounded bit at the top, you could fix it. We're keeping these things simple today, so just leave it like that for now. And let's go ahead and start with some leaves. So we're going to use that same pen tool. Come over to your pen tool, and I just want you to click somewhere on this top of this planter, and then pull or choose somewhere up, click again and pull. And by pulling just like that, it's going to create part of our leaf. Now if you click on the anchor point on the end, right there, and then come back down, you can either end it and pull, or you can choose a different spot, which is what I'm going to do, and pull just like that. Okay, so I've made a leaf. Come over to your selection tool and select off of it. Now what you can do here is actually pretty simple. You can copy and paste this one leaf and put it across, or you can make different size leaves. So let's first change the color of this. So you can see I've selected on it. If you haven't selected, just drag over and grab that leaf. Double click on your fill and find some kind of green, or maybe you're crazy and you want to put a pink leaf there. Hey, no judgment from me. So change that into a leaf, and then I'm going to go ahead and create an accent. And I'm going to do that by once again coming over to my pen tool, and I'm just going to click in the middle here and click down. And hopefully you can see what I accidentally did. I accidentally clicked on one of these anchors. I don't want to do that. I'm going to click down and then come back up again and just pull so that I can create this little accent bit. And I'm going to change the color of this, come over to my selection tool, and it does look, oh, I had to select off of it and select on again just to grab this. It was grabbing everything, and you don't want everything. You just want this one little accent bit that you've made. So double click on that leaf. I'm going to come up, choose another version of the green, and there you go, there's your leaf. Now, I'm going to go ahead and group these because I'm going to copy and paste it. So I'm going to select over that leaf and do an edit, copy, edit. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not going to copy it, you guys. I'm going to do an object group. I got ahead of myself. So I'm going to group it. Now I'm going to edit, copy, edit, paste. And here's the cool part, you guys. You can rotate it like that. Okay, or you can even reflect it if you want to. Now I do have my accent on one side. I want to keep it on all the sides, so that's why I think the best policy here is to just copy and paste it. Okay. Now one thing you might want to do is you can change the size of it. Just squish it a little bit or pull it out. You can make it taller, whatever you want to do to it. So let's do an edit, copy, edit, paste, and you're going to want, based on mine, probably at least 5 leaves, maybe smaller, maybe only 3, depending on the size you're working with. And so I'm going to paste this a total of 5 times, okay? And just change some of the proportions up. Okay, so one thing we want to do is move this all behind the pot. So I'm going to select all of those leaves and do an edit. Oh, not an edit. We're going to copy, arrange, send to the back. I just must love copying and pasting. It's like my go-to. And you can see that the leaves are now sitting behind the pot. Okay, so you could stop here, but if you're someone who really loves Illustrator, you're starting to get into it, maybe you want to make some more changes. Maybe you want to, you can see that because I've got a real big curve here, and if I didn't want it so curvy, I could make it thinner like that. But maybe I wanted to change the bottom of this so it's rounded, or the top of this so it's rounded. So what I'm going to do is grab this rectangle. We're going to go to Effect, Warp, Arc. And you can see I've got some pre-settings here that are doing some weird things. So you can make your pot different like this if you want. I am just going to take a look at the arc. Let's do arc upper, okay? And actually I think that wants to do the top of it. Let's go to arc lower. I love these. There we go. That's what I wanted. And you can see that I'm just bumping it below so that I get a little bit of a rounded edge there at the bottom, okay? And push OK. And you can see now I have that rounded edge. If you wanted to do this for the top, right? If I wanted that arc to show up here, just go to Effect, Warp, Arc, and I think this one we have to do arc upper, and we're going to go down a bit. That's probably a little extreme there. That should work. And push OK. And of course, if you wanted to do it also to the bottom of this, you could do that. But actually, the thing that would be better is the shadow is the thing kind of telling us what it looks like, right? So let's actually take the shadow and make the arc. So I'm grabbing that shadow and go to Effect, Warp, Arc, and you can see it already wants to do it. I'm going to make it less extreme, just like that, and push OK. And we get a little bit more of that arc. Now if we want to, you can see I've got straight lines here. Last place, I'm probably going to do this to Warp, Arc, and we're going to apply new effect, which gets a little bit tricky. Weird things can start happening. So I'm just going to allow that to have that lower arc and push OK. Now I'm going to move by grabbing all of these items, these leaves, and move them down so they fit into this pot. And you might have to play with proportions. You can see that I'm doing that right now and kind of moving things around, but that's it. pretty simple, fast little pot. Almost looks like a hat at this point. If you want to keep things nice and stark, you don't have to add all those effects, but I wanted to show you that because it might be a fun thing for you to play with. And that's it. Thanks for joining. Make sure that you go and take that free course on my website, or you can also join my VIP group and make sure you get emails and PDFs of all the free things. You can also subscribe to this channel and you will get a lot of awesome different tutorials in the craft industry and on Adobe if you're looking to become part of that industry. That's why I've created this Learn to be a Designer series. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here, and I will talk to you guys soon.